NauticStar 244 XTS with an overall length of 24 feet 6 inches, a beam of 8 feet 6 inches, and max horsepower rating of 300.
All right, now we're going to take a look at the NauticStar 244 XTS. And you know, the first thing I noticed about this boat, it's got a feature that you normally only see on the offshore boats. It's got a single step in the hull.
It does, and of course that amounts to less wetted surface and gives you a little better performance, particularly at higher speeds. I saw a lot of things I like. This boat gives me the impression of coming offshore inshore. This one really speaks to me as an offshore fisherman. A lot of things I like, starting with the recessed platform up front. Makes you feel a lot more secure if it's rough offshore.
Well, let's get inside and look at some of these features that separates this boat from the other five.
Let me tell you what I like, okay? You know what you and I are? Old guys, okay? Old guys really appreciate this recessed casting platform. Still plenty high enough, increases your visibility, great place to cast off of, but you don't get that uneasy, unstable feeling when you're offshore because you're all the way gunnel height. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You got all your storage, you got plenty of room to cast off of, but you're recessed enough to make you comfortable in a rough sea.
Well, you'd be surprised the difference it does make. I mean, just that little bit of an extra lip, if you want to call it, on the front, it just gives you a little bit more secure feeling.
I appreciate this recessed deck a lot, but I appreciate these long rod lockers on each side too.
You can bring all your outfits. Let's say we're going to do a little offshore, we're going to do a little inshore. Nothing has to stay home in the garage. Put your offshore stuff on this side, your inshore stuff on this side. That way, early in the morning, you bust the inlet, you go out, you chase sailfish, chase mahi. Sun gets up, you come back in, maybe you're going to catch, you know, snook or trout or whatever. You can carry all your gear.
Before we go aft, everything on a boat is space management, okay? You know how much I love the step up when you're actually stepping up on the platform. On this boat, you're stepping on a 30-gallon fish box, okay? You just left cast net storage, and you've got a 20-gallon live well behind you. It's called the proper use of space.
Okay, earlier you talked about this boat having the feel of an offshore boat, and you know what? It really, really does. I've got a lot of room to walk past this console, and then just the size of the console. It's tall, it's got a side entry where you can actually get a real head down here. This does have a feel of a much bigger boat than 24 feet.
Well, it does. It's got the room for a 12-inch screen, which, you know, generally you'll find on offshore boats, and it's got more freeboard than a lot of bay boats do. You know, everything's a compromise. Do you give up a little windage when you increase your freeboard? Well, maybe, but they managed to lower the deck without sacrificing fuel space. She still holds plenty of fuel.
Here again, it's got a lot of the features of a much larger offshore boat, but it's got the agility to get in that really, really shallow water.
You almost get that feeling with this boat that it came from the Gulf Stream to the flats. It's got the size screen you want for deep water fishing. It's got the freeboard, it's got the recessed bow platform we talked about, and a beautifully laid out console that you'll generally see on a much bigger boat.
Well, to match this big console, you've got a nice leaner bolster, and it can go either way. It can be a really comfortable seat, or you can flip the cushions up, and they put just enough of a bend in the cushion to make it a real bolster, so it kind of locks you in, and if you get in rough conditions, that can make a big difference.
Isn't it funny how the evolution of rocket launchers has happened? Now they're like sitting in your lazy boy, or in this case, standing up against a soft cushion while you run. That's a really nice feature, having a recess like that. I like that a lot. And boy, let me tell you, I'm the king of these high performance coolers. They put one under this one with a slide to pull it out. What a nice feature. It keeps your ice so much longer, your drinks are colder. You don't know why you like being on this boat so much, but that's one of the reasons you won't think about.
Well, just after this real comfortable seat, they've got a nice casting deck. All right, as we step up here, I've got a really, really familiar feel because we've seen this on a lot of bay boats, and you know what? This layout just works great. You've got molded in flip-up seats in the back. If you're gonna take your family or additional anglers, this is a comfortable place for them to sit.
Flip-up seatings for two people back here, as you and I know, the most comfortable place to sit on the boat. A 37-gallon bait release well, if you will, in between them. Drink holders where they belong, the proper use of space.
Well, they've even taken their little areas in the back. You've got two storage areas on either side, port and starboard, and they have a little drop-in container that holds Plano boxes. So there again, you're gonna be rigging back here like if we're gonna fish this boat offshore or fish it inshore. It really doesn't matter. It's a great place to have your tackle. It's out of the way, but if you need it, you can get to it fast. Your rods are stored right here. This is the most practical place to store all your tackle.
You said something there I don't want somebody to miss. No such thing as too many rod holders on a boat. They've got in-gunnel rod racks for maximum security when you're running, and you want your rods at the ready.
Well, if you're looking for a bay boat that can do a lot of offshore but also handle inshore, the NauticStar 244 XTS may be the boat you're looking for.